here, and I also welcome Ashley Smith and Emma Power, that's joining us online. They helped us with the application for this funding. So this is an exciting announcement here today. Start things off, please welcome Minister Gudie Hutchings, Minister responsible for Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency and Minister of Rural Economic Development and Member of Parliament for Long Range Mountains. She will give us the news on the exciting announcement.
Oh, Nadine, you're quick. You're quick. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for that, Nadine. I know you're doing a great job filling in here, and look forward to working with you and all the team here in Port of Basques. So, Brian, Mayor Button, thanks as always for hosting us here in Port of Basques. Nice to be back with you on a sunny day. Before we begin today, I want to acknowledge we are gathered on the traditional unceded territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq peoples. And one thing I love about Port of Basques, the Channel Port of Basques, the whole southwest coast, and really a lot about the whole riding of the Long Range Mountains is a sense of community, right? Community makes what we are in good times and bad, as we all know. And that's kind of what I'm here to talk about today. So, friends, we all know many Canadians are finding it hard to find a place to call home these days. Housing shortages don't discriminate by region. And we all know too well that the shortage is affecting us here in small and rural communities, just as folks face it in the big urban centers too. But here on the southwest coast, we all have, and you all have, unique challenges. We literally had homes swept out to sea, as you all know too well, during Hurricane Fiona. And to face these challenges, our government worked with small and rural communities to reach a new housing agreement that covers everyone. One that will address the housing shortages that we have in small and rural communities. And one that will help build homes faster that communities need. So I'm happy to announce that Channel Port of Basques will receive over $3.3 million through our new federal government Housing Accelerator Fund. The funds are going to make sure that we can build the kind of housing folks need here on the southwest coast. And the Channel Port of Basques Action Plan is going to introduce changes that will tear down the barriers and the stumbling blocks that slow housing down. These actions together are going to help build 92 new homes right here, and it's 92 homes that are needed for a rapidly growing town that needs them really urgently too. But we're not going to stop there. In the long term, this support is going to help build over 390 homes in the next 10 years. So that means new homes for neighbors who are going to frequent your businesses, new friends who are going to help you shovel your driveway after a snowstorm, and new citizens who are going to make this town even greater than it already is. That's what the Housing Accelerator Fund is all about. So through the fund, Canada and Canadian and municipal governments are going to work together to fast track the creation of at least 100,000 homes from coast to coast to coast over the next 10 years. And cities and regions across the country estimate that it's going to lead to the creation of almost 600 units over the next 10 years. So today I'm excited not only to announce a new plan for the town of Channel Port of Basques, but also the beginning of a close partnership between the Government of Canada and the town. This will be a new way of working together, and it comes at a time when we really need it, and you really need it most too. Because business as usual is not going to solve the serious housing issue that we face today, and we all need to work together to tackle it. So you might wonder, what does a new partnership look like? So to help build houses faster here in Channel Port of Basques, it looks like the creation of a municipal land trust initiative that will create affordable housing units. The trust will manage a collection of land and buildings, working to create affordable homes, mainly focusing on building homes like duplexes, townhouses, and multi-unit builds. So it looks like making affordable and easy to access homes more available by introducing a new set of incentives and benefits. And it looks like improving climate resilience by building awareness, projecting the future housing needs that are related to climate risk relocations that you folks know far too well. And what else does it look like? It looks like striving to reach net zero energy and net zero carbon in all housing developments, because that truly helps with people's kitchen table issues. These sorts of changes are going to improve the housing situation here in Channel Port of Basques, and they're going to keep paying off long into the future. This announcement and the Housing Accelerator Fund as a whole builds on past success of our national housing strategy, And I'm the first kicking off Minister Fraser's rural and small communities announcements today across the country. I'm here in Channel Port Basque, and there's 60 other of these projects being announced this week across the country. So not only are we half an hour ahead in the time zone, we're also first to kick off the announcements. And you know, it's all about providing support for people across the country and a focus on those who need it the most. We're not just building housing units, we're building communities. And that's what you folks are. And it's the kind of communities Canadians want and Canadians need. And it's the kind of Canadians that leaves no one behind, because they're all communities that we can be proud of to call home. You know, if you look at a stool, if you look at a three-legged stool, if it's going to be level, you need all three being equal. So we know how important the economy is. That's jobs and businesses and growth. We all know how important the environment is, being climate ready. That's a part, an equal part. But the third part that we don't talk enough about, which is what I'm delighted that this fund helps, is the community part. Because if your community isn't as strong as your economy and as strong to address the climate changes, your stool isn't going to be very solid. So I'm delighted today that this plan we're announcing is going to build a stronger community for everyone who calls Channel Port Basque home. And your stool is going to be rock solid because of this, Mayor. So thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing the results on the ground. You worked hard for the application. You were successful. And it's all about helping communities have the tools to build for the future. A lot of people said, oh, what is the Housing Accelerator Fund? And basically it says, we said the Housing Accelerator Fund is to help a phenomenal community, phenomenal team on the community, and working here in the mayor with the councillors in the town office, but you mightn't have the skill set to develop and grow and build what you need to build for the future. That's what the Housing Accelerator Fund is all about. So I'm looking forward to seeing the results, Mayor. Nice to see you. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for coming today.